Hey everyone, so I want to actually do a video on a topic that is actually something I'm familiar with, see around the world, yet is barely talked about. And I'm going to dub this one digital dehydration. Why? Because this is when we're in a situation where individuals are addicted to the internet technology, the digital world in which we are seeing these blue lit RGB screens which try to give us something, and whether you're pursuing the act of just the most recent information like an update or pursuing knowledge, the concept of being able to be so drawn to something leads you to ask the question, just because you can check the weather 10 times a day, should you? So let's get a refresher here. So with the internet key, we got this powerful network, this system of being able to provide opportunity by being this huge collection of all sorts of data, interactions with others, places you can find all sorts of goodies in which the internet is known for, whether it's a cat video or just for the deepest of esoteric occultism. And now we are allowing a network because we allow each others to participate into it in such a peer-to-peer manner where we're actually sharing information back and forth. We are creating such systems. But when you're having larger corporations who own social networks, who know the algorithms and understand the individuals themselves and then fine-tune things so that they know to test the dopamine, they know to bring you back, to catch you. These kinds of constructs, they're dangerous, they're toxic, and very much so, we give our power away to them. Why? Because we believe that this is something that we're participating in, that we have to give our power to these individuals, or to these companies, or to these websites, or to these programmings in which we want to entertain the idea that we ourselves are getting something out of it by receiving a new notification, receiving something of new insight, receiving something in which we are going to be triggered to be like, wow, that's interesting, I'm glad I saw that. Now with the internet, we're giving at our fingertips the idea that we can have anything be in front of us in any second. So with this entitlement, we are seeing that we could very much want an expectation to be fed something so quickly, but that does not mean that comes easy. Now, for anyone who just works on the internet, who's working at a job, who's working on a digital synthetic world, you are in a place in which the natural world does not abide. It does not exist. So you are not, in turn, I guess, in a part of what goes on in this natural world. So when you are stepping out in nature, you're stepping into this flow, this peace, this tranquility, and it might be uncomfortable for those who are so used to being able to just look for something on their screen. But in reality, for most people who are addicted to the internet, who are semi-addicted even, the concept of just being able to check your phone or just see new notifications, or even if you're just on a social network more than you possibly should, that's kind of sign saying that you yourselves are really giving yourself something that is now becoming not only just a habit, but a psychological conditioning in which you yourself are now providing this insight to look forward to it, to get this little trigger so you can get some sort of dopamine reward or something associated with you reaching your expectations. But any expectations that are set without the understanding that we may not meet them is going to leave us into a frenzy to continue searching. And many of us, people who are continuously connected at all times, whether it's just because they're just lurkers or just people who are browsing the internet or just social networks in general, which is the most common for most people, you're being able to take a psychological look at things to see that, are you implementing something that's of a healthy boundary? If not, what status are you trying to say that you are willing to provide this service, this internet? Whatever it is that you check, whether it's for new views, whether it's for new articles, whether it's for whatever. Does this actually pertain to the path that you're on? Does it pertain to the emotional feelings that you are pursuing out in the world? Does it pertain to anything that is associated with your identity of who you are as a person and the ability to live your life to your fullest? And if you ask me, most of us could just use just going out in nature, just being out there, just taking it in for what it is. Because in reality, then we're going to get a refresher. We're going to come back to our natural clock in which we're syncing with the cycles instead of just merging into our own cycles. Because you can sit in a completely dark room and then toss the lights on and exist in there for 24/7 and not be in tune to the sun's rising and setting. But at the same time too, that does not mean that your body, your clock, in which is used to these things, are going to not notice. And these are on a subtle level. So you might be able to pull an all-nighter being in a room full of artificial lighting, but that does not escape the fact that this daylight system in which we are provided, this natural cycle, allows for rest, it allows for breathing in. We don't just like constantly just breathe in air. No, we're not meant to consume. We're also exchanging what it is that we take in, because this allows a balance, this allows a flow. If we do not allow a flow, we're gonna get all backed up. I'm gonna get real backed up. You're charging in ahead. Sometimes you gotta realize and reassess, are you really going towards something that is healthy for you? So when you're in this digital world, this digital reality of sorts, in which, yes, you're getting some great stuff. There are always something being posted. There's always YouTube uploading millions of videos a day. Postings on so much information that's always coming out, developments, leaks, anything that's just even like unknown if you're searching or discovering, or even if there's just something that you're just waiting for the information on. Sometimes they hook you because they want to catch you. Sometimes they want to pull you in. And especially on social networks, they know very much they want you coming back. Why? Because you are their product. You are their advertising industry. Without you, they'd be nothing. And isn't that not the truth? So if you're going to see this, you're going to watch this, you're going to understand this, then you are open to the idea that digital dehydration is something that may be partaking in your life or somebody else's. Now, when it comes to our own free will choices, it's only our own in which we can take action, to take steps in which we can walk away and better ourselves, our life, or whatever it is that we want to partake in, to do whatever it is that is associated through our own means. So if you are an individual who are catching yourself, checking things multiple times, going into a loop or a cycle, become more aware, become conscious of it, allow yourself to catch yourself so that you don't develop the habits. And if the habits are already developed, use those moments of catching and integrating awareness to better handle yourself for when these situations occur. Because one day you might start simply, but after a while you're going to be like, I don't need this anymore. You can walk away. You can go out into the world and not even worry about it. So this might affect maybe a small sliver of people who are very internet active, or even just a sliver who are very addicted to the social media. Even then, these things aren't important. I barely have any social media and I don't care to check it. These things aren't something that's like really grasping to me. So others people out there who are participating in such a system could fall under that consumeristic outlet because that's what it was built for. But the thing is, you got to go live your life regardless of how you look at it. And if you're going to let the digital world take over, then that says something. So use your organic human body and do something with it. For everyone else out there, stay true.